I don't know. I really don't. I had legitimately quite a few notes, and then I read them.
Mm-hmm.
And these notes were like, one of the notes has actually been like backlogging for like the last week and a half. And then I was just looking at it and I was like, you know what? There's a reason why each episode you scroll past it and think, you shouldn't. That's lame to mention. Because I realized, you know what? It's fucking stupid. So I just went through my notes. I deleted basically everything I had there, which now means I have just about a little bit of nothing to give on this one. So we'll see what comes out of it.
Well, I don't think you really need to have anything to give you. I don't know why.
Because I'm just a playoff performer.
No, because this might be the greatest podcast ever. I think. No, I know. I think.
Okay.
Okay. Do you not get what I was doing?
You're doing that 70s show, but I don't understand why. And also, you did that such a tone of like, no, wait, check this out. And then you just did that, and I was like, okay.
Dude, I thought that was funny. When we watched the episode the other night, I laughed my ass off. I'm like, how can I use this? Like, I'll just say how good our podcast is, and Alice will find it super funny.
You put in, that's what I hate about you. You put in 5% effort, and then you're like, all right, I should get 100% of the praise for the 5%. It's like, yeah, maybe there could have been something funny there if you actually waited for it. It's the same thing happened with Jake, where you fucking say the thing, I gotta force it in here. It's like, you just wait till it happens organically.
You know what you just said?
We were recording we haven't even gotten to a minute 30 yet, and you already had to get it in there. I got this.
Well, you said you didn't have anything, and I panicked. But no, hold on. So you said...
Okay, it's my fault.
Yeah, you gotta do better. You said 2 seconds ago, I only put in 5%, expect 100% of the reward.
Yeah.
I can actually tell you the exact moment that happened in my life.
Okay.
I was in 3rd grade.
Sure.
I had to do some bullshit project. I don't know what the project
most
was.
Of us did, yeah.
But I forgot to do it. And I woke up, and I was dressed and ready for school, and we had 15 minutes before they leave. I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to do the project. Yeah. I took 2 pieces of paper. I had to make like a pumpkin design or something stupid for Halloween. It was Halloween time. And I took the black piece of paper and I cut a bunch of pieces of Dracula, made like a pumpkin silhouette. And it took me literally 5 minutes to make this. And Mom's like, wow, it looks really good. If I didn't know anybody, I'd say you spent all night working. I'm like, oh, I don't have to put any effort anymore. I can just put in 5% of the effort and I can get 100% of the reward. And I got an A on that.
Wow.
And then I also got through college not studying, just looking things up online like most of us do. And I had a 3.9.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything to earn that.
Well, I mean, I saw this YouTube short the other day of some 30-some-year-old guy, like probably closer to 36, but wants to say he's closer to like 31. Slightly receding hairline, unseasonal tan,
like our cousin Joe.
Not necessarily overweight, but definitely drinks enough where they're just bloated. They got that alcohol look to them, right?
Uh-huh.
Bag under the eyes, fake jewelry, sleeves rolled up, business guy. He's giving life advice, which is the life advice you should always follow. Everyone knows, right? Because they're so qualified and they're so knowing. Like, the guys, listen, I'm smart. You know how much I do in sales last year? You know the commissions I take home?
That's true. They're always a salesman.
Yeah, like, there's so much money to be made out there. All right, Those guys. I saw a guy saying that. When I was coming out of college, I went to this brokerage, and I found out that apparently at this brokerage, the CEO is like, all right, let me see the clients here. Let me see not the clients. Let me see who's applying for the jobs. All right, which one of these people in the pool who has a 3.5 or higher? Oh, these ones, sir. Get them out of here. And then he's like, well, why, sir? He's like, 3.5 GPA or higher means they don't even know how to think for themselves. They just know what to do in school.
Oh my God, that's so true.
And then I was like, well, I guess it's true. And then he was like, and then this guy was saying, like, you want to get a job, you should have like a fucking 2.7. And it's like, I don't know if that's the right advice to give either.
That's true. That might be the other extreme.
I feel like,
as they call it.
I feel like maybe we should just stop taking school into account whatsoever for any sort of, any sort of merit at all. I'm gonna lie and sound. I read a book, but in actuality, I watched a video talking about it. But I'm gonna from this part on, I'm gonna refer to it. For the ones who are actually listening, you'll get to know that I in fact watched the video. But for those who are trying to take this out of context, who just peruse the video and find samples and bits, from here on out, I want to refer to it. So whenever they're quoting me, it's like, oh, I read it in a book.
That's great.
So I read it in a book where this thing was saying about how the school system, apparently the United States education system, right? Mm-hmm. We adopted from, I think, the Prussians.
Of course we did.
And they're the ones who went about coming up with this idea of school. But when we brought it over here, John Rockefeller was also like, that's interesting. What's what I can do here? And him and another billionaire got together and they put like $3.5 billion, which doesn't sound like a lot, apparently, according to the book I read in today. But back then, it was quite a bit of capital. And they just created the General Board of Education, which sounds like it'd be a government thing, but it's actually just two guys who decided, well, this is a thing. And then the government the following year brought it in and said, yeah, this is the official board of how governing work, blah, 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 for schools. And essentially, and he also said in a quote that he doesn't want to, he basically says, I don't want to teach people to be thinkers. I want to teach people to be workers. So essentially, he and this other guy funded the United States public school service to make it a thing where there's public schools where everyone got sent to. Yeah, another billionaire. I don't fucking care who his name is. It's not Rockefeller. It's like only so many great names can trickle down from generation to generation. I'm not supposed to remember every name of the past. You know.
That's true.
All right, you either gotta be like Rockefeller or Hitler. Otherwise, no one knows who you are. Or Romanoff, of course, as Amazon Prime Originals told us. I'm actually a Romanoff. You know that? I'm actually a Romanoff, believe it or not. It's sick. That's awesome, dude. Good for you. That was hilarious. No, that was comedy. Hearing you just bite into a pretzel. See, now imagine if you did that in the first minute of the episode. You waited 6 minutes. Now that was funny. But no, apparently, the school system, they were doing it just to make people who are good enough to work, because school in Prussia was to make kids disciplined. But Rockefeller was like, yeah, but discipline discipline. They can't work on assembly line because they're disciplined. They need to understand certain understandings of things. And that's why they pushed for this, to have where people had like a basic understanding on how to be disciplined and blah, blah, blah. And there are all these great quotes that I totally read that were saying like, how the whole point of school is to take away all of your individualism and blah, 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 blah. And so I watched a bunch of weird videos today that I should not have been watching while I was high. I read a lot of books today that I should not have been reading while I was high, because they're just making me like, yeah, it just made me go, not even paranoid in a bad way, just not even at all.
I thought you were just going to repeat verbatim what you said because your tone didn't change. So I thought you were just going to go insane in loop. Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
Not even paranoid at all, really. Not even paranoid at all, really. Not even paranoid at all, really. No, it was more so I was like just feeling like there's an uprising. Like when I felt like I was the asshole in fucking The Boys. Yeah! When fucking Homelander shoots the guy, lasers him, and the guy's like, "Fuck yeah!" That guy. I feel like that kind of an idiot. That's the high I achieved. But no, I was watching this video and it's...
You were reading.
I was reading this book. Okay? Fucking Christ, dude. When I read, I then close my eyes and I reflect and I ponder and I see it in like a video kind of a way. It's
that makes sense.
So speaking in the... Of course, this knowledge I'm drawing from is from the book that I read. Okay?
Books.
But the multiples... 9. But when I'm talking about the fucking things, I'm saying in a visual way, so it's more digestible. So occasionally I'll change and say video. You know, they always say when you're writing, you repeat the same words over and over again. You shouldn't always say but, like, and but. You know. So I'm doing you guys a service, so it's an easier thing to listen to. I'm actually really smart, so.
You know this one.
I'm actually like super fucking smart. Actually, I'm actually a genius.
Just to go on one little short tangent, listen to more investigation stuff, and just listen to all these guys go. I'm actually pretty smart.
I'm actually a genius. Yeah, I'm
it's
actually
so fucking.
I'm actually. Do you really think I would do this? You think I'd kill someone? I'm actually super smart. It's like okay.
I'm actually well cultured.
I'm actually a Romanoff, and it's like nice. But no. So apparently the school system was them trying to have a way to make it where you would just become compliant, but also understand how to like, all right, I know how to, you know, press this button. I know red means stop, green means go. I can kind of figure out how to work in an assembly line. And that was just making me feel like, God damn, this entire civilization. I was just going like these deep dark holes. I'm like, God, something has to change. I felt like the main character in a movie for a minute, you know? Where this is like the moment where everything changed. And then I realized that actually, I don't care all that much at all. But again, it was kind of interesting because I said that the way that came up actually was I think YouTube doing a Hail Mary, because, you know, like they keep trying to like really like, you know, just get a stranglehold over my personality and like really try to filter what my thoughts are. So they had a blunder though, you know, they fucking went for the bunt and it did not pay off. Right. And they started showing me rock climbing videos and I was like, this is the first one. I was like, okay, I watched it out of respect. I was like, okay, let me see what this random ass rock climbing video is about. And I watched it and I was like, I don't know. This is just about as exciting as I thought it was going to be. And then but then I was like, you know what? What are the chances I see a second one? So I didn't think anything of it. I just scrolled past it. And then suddenly 2 videos down, this is the rock climbing. I'm like, okay, so now like YouTube, no, that wasn't, I dislike it. And YouTube's like, I don't know. You watched that first one fully, so maybe you do like it. And they kept showing me things, and these fucking dude. Every once in a while you have the thought about how it's like, damn, I'm in one room, in one house, in one place, in one city, in one state, in one country, in one part. It's like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things going on out there, right?
I've never had that thought. I can promise.
Occasionally that happens, okay?
Sure. Some people happens too.
And it's just really, when you realize how dumb people who climb rocks are, it's like, yeah, there really is a whole other fucking world I'm not a part of out there. These fucking idiots who can barely form a fucking sentence, let alone actually communicate their ideas, okay? I swear to God, it's like a different species, okay? Mm-hmm. They're like, hey guys, here's this, look at this little thing I got, look at this little thing I got, look at this little thing I got. It looks like it can't support my weight at all. And they're like, but look at this, I'm gonna try it out. I don't know what's gonna do it, I don't know. And then they take this little thing, like this little plastic winch, and they're like, look, I see I put in this rock. I don't know what's going to hold me. And then they're 2 feet off the ground, and they're like, it's holding me.
The real test isn't when you're 2 feet off the ground. The real test is when you're 500 feet off the ground, and the pressure is greatly different.
And it's not. That sounds. And it's like accurate. For every fucking 10, I saw like 50 of these in a matter of 5 minutes. Okay, because I was like, God, no, go, scroll. And it's like, no, this is all you get now.
Skipping.
This is all you get.
Throw more.
He wants some.
He's on there. We might be able to get him still.
Exactly. That's when you're reeling there. That's the fucking scene. And then the line thankfully broke, which is when they started throwing me weird conspiracy things. Like, okay, now we're gonna trap him this way. So he's clearly not into rock climbing. We've discovered that.
Sharks in the water. Men are in the water. 100 men, 100 sharks.
Oh, I thought you were doing the other part of the movie. Let me talk about that. Fucking.
Whatever you said, I'm sorry. Whatever you said, for some reason, felt right to go into that line.
Yeah, you should have done the other line. You should have done the fucking. You go in the cage. Cage goes in the water.
Yeah, that's the problem. The line I said I thought made sense, but I delivered it like that line.
Yeah, that's what threw me off so much, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was a bunt. Again, you did the YouTube thing. You tried bunting it, and it's like, that runner didn't get home. You just fucked everything.
Guys, he didn't like the joke we just said. We have to figure out another one.
So, but these videos, it's like, out of the 50 I saw, 5 of them were actually someone, in fact, climbing rocks. I'm like, at that point, it's like, I'm not enjoying it, but at least it's like, I can understand this is a thing, and say, hey, that's a pretty shot. Look at the rocks, look at the trees, they're so high in the air. But the fact that, in my study, in my, what my data concludes, is that the majority of rock climbing content published is not about rock climbing. It's about testing out little gadgets from 2 feet off the ground, just smiling. And the guy's like, let's see, this can hang me and my brother. Let's see. And then they both climb, like, wow, it works. And the video's over.
Well, I mean, technically...
And it's crazy, too, because if you're into rock climbing, you'd think you wouldn't be amazed by the most basic, rudimentary part of the rock climbing process, which is, in fact, having tools to help you rock climb and hold your weight. That wouldn't seem this,
that's about the surprises
mind-boggling. But these people are fucking baffled. These people who have 9.7 million followers and they post 7,000 hours of rock climbing footage a day, okay? And it's like those assholes who have those trampolines in their backyard. We're like, let's see if we can do trick shots off this thing. They run up the wall and they trip down and do 3 flips up, they land in the box.
That's pretty cool though, actually.
Those people need to be fucking slaughtered, okay? Like lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's so cool.
But no, it's fucking ridiculous. These rock climbing enthusiasts, okay, aka these rock climbing fucking assholes. Literally, it's like, and they're all dressed. You remember the episode of Psych when they go on the white water rafting episode when they have Steve Howey from Shameless and like everyone's just such a fucking caricature. You're like, oh, we love adventure.
They all got the spandex shorts.
Yeah, and they all have the fucking little collar up with the zip up way too high. And it's exactly. It's like, are you in a wetsuit? Are you in casual clothing? Are you going? What's going on here?
Yep.
They're all dressed like that.
Wait, I'm sorry. You just tried to make the Psych thing. What are we talking about again?
These assholes who are hanging in their backyard from 1 foot off the air like, wow, it really held me. That's fantastic.
Well, the term rock climb is kind of, it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
How much of the rock do you have to climb in order for it to be considered rock climbing?
You know what I think this actually boils down to? I think YouTube was confused because like 3 weeks ago, there was a video of some like rock climber who apparently like did free rock climbing or didn't use any tools and just kind of hang up like just bare hand climbing mountains and did like no, it wasn't that. It was some guy who was like doing some version or some way of going about climbing rocks where you're using ice picks and climbing snowy mountains, and then he died because of a fucking avalanche.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked that video because it was hilarious. I wasn't interested in the rock climbing aspect. It's just funny when someone does something they dies to do something they love in a sense, where it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of risk going there. Are we really this shocked by it? It's like, yeah, it's crazy. The guy was a deep sea enthusiast. He loved diving. You know those like those. I read a book in school in like 6th grade called like the Pearl Diver or something like that. It's about some like indigenous tribe where they were like the white folk came on in and they fucking were like setting up shop where they're like, we own the market, right? And like these people were like living in huts, but then the people who were rich.
Football coaches in Dillon, Texas.
No, so not at all. Thanks for your
That's
contribution.
What they sounded like, though.
No, not
bit.
at all. So thank you again. So I read this book and it was like, it's called like The Diver or something like that. And it was about this like kid who these people would like go into their canoes or whatever, or their rafts, and they go into the ocean. They would dive down. They had some like technique where they could like breathe, like go like really dive like 30 fucking yards. I don't know what a big number is for diving because it's not what I do, you know? I'm not crazy enough. I don't seek that kind of thrill. But these people, my point is like when you hear about one of the people who are like doing deep sea diving where they're not using any oxygen tanks, they're just doing like, training themselves. It's like that person drowned. It's like, yeah, that checks out, or I don't know, 7-year-old man who runs 10 miles a day has a heart attack on a jog. Like that's kind of funny. It makes sense. Maybe if he just relaxed, he wouldn't have had a heart attack and died. Maybe his heart was like, stop. It's mile 9 and you're 70 years old and we did this fucking Thursday and Wednesday and it's fucking Friday. That's my opinion, I think YouTube thought me thinking that the guy who only climbs snowy mountains with ice picks breaking up the snow dies in an avalanche isn't funny. YouTube mistook my sense of humor for thinking, no, this guy really likes rock climbing.
Did you guys notice he liked that one rock climbing with
and
him
then
there?
now they're like, all right. But then again, it's not even adventure. They're not even having the decency to show me an adventurous video like this guy, like the fucking Mission Impossible 2, okay? They're fucking showing me guys in their backyards wearing stuff they got from fucking LL Bean, okay? And they're just like, wow, look at this. This is such a cool little device. Look. You twist it, and it extends. You put it between 2 rocks, and you connect a rope to it, and you can hang off of it. Wow, and it actually held my weight. It's shocking. I weigh 147 pounds, and I'm 5'5", but I can't believe it held my weight. It's really ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's true. Most rock climbers weigh like 3 pounds.
It's like, yeah, you're all so thin.
You guys only eat plants.
What? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous, and it's like that's the first level of decency, of human decency, would be to try to get me to invest in this topic by showing me like this extreme sports, right? Mm-hmm. They don't even do that. They don't even have the little bit of decency to at least show me videos of guys in rock climbing gyms doing like speed climbs or something like that, or they're testing their strength and they're holding on like their half crimp shit.
That would be interesting because we saw a video of that one guy doing that shit.
That stuff's at least kind of cool, okay? That's like watching fucking American Ninja Warrior or Wipeout and shit. That show's fun. Every once in a while, that show is the fucking best thing in the world. I can never watch a show like every week. Oh, let's see what's happening this week on Tuesday night on ABC at 8:30.
What show are you talking about? Wipeout or Ninja Warrior?
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, okay.
I can never watch that every single week.
Yeah, but
it happens on Wednesdays, dude. Come on. Fucking, I can never watch that every week. But like, every once in a while, when there's nothing on TV, I'll get to that point next. Actually, I'll follow this first idea.
Okay.
when you throw that show on, it's like, damn, this is fucking. First off, the crowd's into it. Fucking
crowd is so into
the crowd is fucking committed.
This crowd follows these people back to like when they were born. They were bred to be for the
exactly. And then it shows like their little backstory. And it's like, yeah, this guy he actually sold his house and he bought 18 acres in the middle of the woods. And he made an entire training course to prepare for this show. I'm like, dude, don't you make like $30,000? What? He's like, yeah, I quit my job. I defaulted on all my payments. I'm massively in debt. I haven't spoken to my children in 9 months. Not because I don't love them, just because I'm evading paying child support. My family thinks they think I'm missing, but I'm assuming they think I'm actually dead at this point. And I've just been training for American Ninja Warrior this whole time. So I'm pretty excited. I actually, I legally bought some land in the woods, and I made an obstacle course I've been working on for the last 16 months.
Illegally or illegally?
Illegally purchased some land. Very much so off the books. And I'm hoping to win today, sir. And then the guy at Sanders just stunned, and he's like, let's see how he does. And then he kills it. He crushes it. Fucking goes through the thing. He can jump on some bars. He can balance. He can do some climbing through rope stuff. It's sick. That show kicks ass.
That one dude's, he's a cool cat.
That show kicks ass, dude.
No, it does.
But the second thought I was going to get into, secondly, is that I was watching some video talking about, I was reading a book talking about somehow.
Nice.
Nice. I was reading a book talking about how basically cable TV is like dying and blah 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 blah, and it's like that's a horrible. There needs to be, even if it's lame, like we need to have some sort of institution that is the main focus point. Like all this side streaming stuff is great. But like we need to have some sort of a common thing we can all look to. We can't keep going into the direction of having all these niche things that everyone's separated into. We need to have one. Like we should have one. This could potentially become dangerous rather fast with government interference. But I was going to say we need to have like just one centralized news network and that's it. But then again, maybe that becomes a little bit too easy to manipulate. I don't know.
They have such a
they were going to have thought police,
in other countries. It's called Communist China.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Korea.
That's true. That's true.
We already know what it works. So I don't think your idea is the right idea.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, in one of those books I read, they were talking about how the having it with one leader controls everything only works with benevolent leaders.
How often do you find those guys?
Not as often as one might hope.
Almost never. It's very rare.
And when you find them, they usually get assassinated.
You want to know why? Because they're benevolent leaders.
Benevolent leaders, yeah. And you're thinking like, who is the benevolent leader that got assassinated? It's like, look at everyone who's ever been assassinated. Those are the ones who are the benevolent leaders. The ones who are still kicking, they're the ones who are the assassins. That's why they're still alive. I just felt like the fucking what's that? You made reference the other day.
Don't
ask me why I know that. Fucking it's oh my god.
It's Arrested Development.
No.
I said I have no idea why I know that. That's what I said.
I'm not doing the Miramano thing. What movie is that?
Well, it's from that 70s show.
No, it's not. What movie? Shut up, you fucking idiot.
Whatever.
God dang, you're dumb, dude. No, it's someone. I think it's just. I think Justin Long says it in Accepted, where he says some conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah, no, it is him. It is Accepted. It's not anything conspiracy related.
He's like, someone killed someone because someone. Don't ask me why I know that.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm referencing.
That's who assassinated so and so. That's why I know you're right. That's the line.
That's exactly it. That's actually verbatim what it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
Cranberries tribute band.
It's a G chord.
That's a G chord. Remember when Jonah Hill was like? And Jonah Hill's still kind of cool, actually. I don't have a problem.
I want to have sex with girls that look like your girlfriend.
Yep.
I want to have visors to the side with hair gel sticking out
the other side.
It was great.
The movie is great.
I watched that forever, dude. We should stop recording and go watch that movie.
I wish, dude. We've only been recording for 12 minutes.
No fucking way.
Everyone
Get the fuck
Everyone
out
listening
of
was just,
here.
wait, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, fucking, he got me again. That son of a bitch. He can't keep getting away with it. And they all, just freaked out. It's pretty crazy. Other thing I thought of as well was that
What about what I thought of? You ever interested in hearing about that?
irrelevant.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point.
Yeah,
It's actually
it's
really counter.
Here's
Actually, hold on. Interrogation.
What you were going to say was just going to like kill a minute or two, but bring nothing to the table.
It might actually. You want to test that theory? You might.
I'm going to say my thing first because my thing's at least shorter, and yours is going to just go spiral out in some.
Which is it? Am I going to spiral out in some unnecessary way? It's not going to contribute anything more than a minute because you just said two very different things.
Actually, I didn't. You're going to spiral out and just bring abs. It's going to be spiraling further and further and further away from something that's actually important to say.
Sure. What's
you're just going to be drifting off. You're fucking. Listen, I'm the fucking sun.
Just away from the sea, bro.
What?
I'm just away from the sea, bro.
I'm lying, Robbie. You brought a lot to the episode. that was becoming. That's not something you hear very often. People say that's very unbecoming. That was becoming.
Thank you.
I know you can be overwhelmed and underwhelmed. Can you ever just be whelmed?